This video is brought to you by AztecaSoccer.com, your one-stop shop for all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive 10% off any order of $75 or more.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4 in the latest Electro Flare colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes. The string bag is black in color with Volt yellow strings. You're going to find a Volt Nike swoosh on one side and your Volt Nike football branding on the other. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly and we'll take a closer look at this very unique colorway of the Superfly 4 that is of course part of the new Electro Flare pack. Now of course in this video we are going to take a closer detailed look at the colorway itself. We're also going to go over the tech specs that you should know as well as how these things fit and feel. So if you are interested in learning more about the Superfly 4 in this particular colorway, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $275 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now as you guys can see, this shoe has a very interesting look. You have this paint splatter effect in Volt yellow, but what's even more unique is the actual color of the upper, at least the part that's covered in Nike skin. Now the upper is listed as being squadron blue, which is partially true because as you guys can see when I move the shoe around, it kind of changes color between blue and a purple. It's got that two-tone effect that's really interesting and something that is consistent across the entire Electro Flare line, not necessarily this exact color. And actually, I don't think the Tiempo line has this two-tone effect. I think that is actually just solid black because it's leather as opposed to synthetic. But nonetheless, very cool effect. Let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comment section. It's not overly bright, but it definitely does look unique, especially when you're up close on the shoe. And like I said, I actually quite like the color overall. It's kind of like a darker blue, changes to like a purple color, and like I said, it's just really interesting. You're going to find a nice bright accent in the form of Volt yellow, which is of course the color of the outline for the Nike swoosh on both the front of the shoe as well as the heel. Then you have this cool paint splatter effect that is kind of more concentrated towards the heel and then spreads out into the midfoot and forefoot area on both the lateral and medial side. Again, something that not everybody's gonna like, but it definitely does give the shoe a unique look. All the exposed Flyknit parts as well as the laces are squadron blue and black in color, with the mid-layer material being Volt yellow in color. So the part that stretches right here on the collar as well as across the top of the foot reveals some Volt yellow, which is really cool. Kind of ties in the Volt on the rest of the shoe in the parts that are Flyknit that don't have the Nike skin covering. The inside of the collar is Volt yellow in color, and then you have that arrow design as well, like you're going to find on all of the Superfly models. You have the Mercurial branding in Volt yellow going down the back of the shoe, and then the sole plate has a kind of translucent blue rim going along the edge. It does have, of course, a carbon fiber sole plate with the blue tint as well, which we have seen before on several colorways of the Superfly 4. And then you can see that the studs themselves on the outside are a translucent blue, with the center parts being filled in with Volt yellow on some of the studs and purple on others. So really interesting looking shoe. Lots of unique, kind of never been done before types of designs happening here. And again, it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for something unique that's not overly bright, this is definitely one of those colorways that I can see being very popular. So again, let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Superfly 4 is a well-proven shoe at this point. The main reason why you'd pick these up is for, of course, the Flyknit upper and the mid-cut design. The Flyknit upper on this shoe is thin, which is obviously going to provide a barefoot feel. It also maintains a good level of softness and comfort once broken in, and despite how thin and flexible it is, it's surprisingly responsive as well because it is quite well reinforced with an internal support cage that I can't really show you guys, but I can assure you is there. along with Brio cables that are kind of knitted into the upper. So like I said, the Flyknit material, very, very thin, soft and flexible. It does provide that nice barefoot feel, not quite as thin as what you're gonna get from the Vapor 10, but still thin nonetheless. If you're looking for a lot of extra padding on your feet, these are not going to provide that. This is definitely for somebody who's looking for a barefoot sensation. The main part of the Flyknit that is more structured is covered in the Nike Skin material, which obviously does give the shoe a unique look, as well as protects that Flyknit. It gives you a slightly grippier sensation on the ball than what you would otherwise have, but I definitely wouldn't say that this is a grippy feeling at all. And then of course you do have ACC all conditions control acting as your wet control element, which allows for a slightly better grip on the ball in wet weather playing conditions. In regards to structure, of course you do have these Brio cables that run from the base of the sole into the lacing system. So when you put these on your feet, they fit really snug and wrap your foot quite well from the get-go, but when you pull the laces tight, it pulls on these cables as well as the internal support frame and really helps to secure your foot in the shoe, lock it in place, so when you are making those quick cuts and changes of direction, the upper's not moving around, your foot's not sliding around, and you're getting that truly one-to-one responsive sensation from your shoes, which is kind of what you're looking for from not only any soccer shoe, but especially a pair of Mercurials. It's kind of what the line has been known for ever since it was first created. Laces run right down the middle of the shoe, as you guys can see. You have the stretchy elasticated variety of Flyknit that is not covered in Nike Skin going across the top of the foot, which, like I said, really adds to the sock-like effect you get from the Superfly 4, as well as really any of the Flyknit models from Nike. And then of course you do have the mid-cut design with this dynamic fit collar that there's a lot of misconceptions about. This is not a protective element, this is not a support element, there's really no structure to it. Just think of it as an extension to the soccer shoe that's there more for a certain type of feel and more so an appearance thing than anything. It's just an extra layer of elasticated material that wraps your ankle. Depending on the size of your ankle, it'll be a little bit more snug for some people, it'll be a little bit looser for some people. That really doesn't have any impact on the performance at the end of the day. Like I said, it's something that's just there to give the shoe mostly a unique look. It does have the internal plastic heel counter. The inside of the shoe does have a synthetic leather liner with some padding back there as well. The insole is fully removable. Here's a look at it. Mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, and it's a single layer of foam, nothing fancy, but it does get the job done. And then moving on to the sole plate, you're going to find a carbon fiber sole plate that, in my opinion, is the coolest looking of pretty much everything on the market at the moment, although it honestly doesn't feel all that much different than the compressed nylon sole plate that you're going to find on the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10, but like I said, visually is a lot more interesting. And then of course you do get the Mercurial stud pattern, which is really good on firm natural grass. If you're looking for something that's aggressive, provides really good multi-directional grip, this is definitely what you're looking for. Mercurials are always very strong when it comes to traction, and these are of course no different. So again, if you're looking for arguably the most unique Mercurial of all time, the Superfly 4 is definitely it, and definitely one of those shoes that you may want to consider. In terms of weight, the Superfly 4 is a lightweight shoe, and we're going to see exactly how light right now by weighing them in real time using this scale. So keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.95 ounces, right at the 7 ounce mark, the equivalent of 197 grams. So if you are looking for something that is nice and light on your feet, something that you're really not going to feel the weight of at all, Superfly 4 is definitely going to offer that sensation for you. Is it the lightest shoe that you can buy? Absolutely not. In fact, if you want a lighter shoe from the current Mercurial line, the Vapor 10 in the same size is about 6.2, 6.3 ounces. So it is a little bit lighter on your feet. But like I said, you shouldn't have any issues with the Superfly 4 and its weight if you're looking for something that is going to offer a lightweight feel. All right, so here is a look at the Electro Flare Superflies on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of neon yellow with black dots SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. You find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, if you haven't tried the Superflies yet, you are not necessarily missing out, but it definitely is a shoe that feels different from everything else out there at the moment. It's got a nice snug fit to it. Obviously it does have a tighter feel, which you would expect from a Mercurial model. The Flyknit upper is flexible in the right places, but also does have some firmness to it in order to maintain a nice responsive sensation on your feet. And for the most part, the Superfly 4 and really any of the mid-cut models from Nike just takes some getting used to. A lot of people frequently encounter issues with discomfort in the heel and it feeling a little bit stiff, and that's just because it fits and wraps your heel differently from a normal shoe because of this mid-cut design. But once you get used to that, once you break them in nice and slowly, you shouldn't have too many issues in the long run, and it really is important that you get the right size. If they're too big, they're just not going to fit you properly, your heel's never going to be locked in, and you are going to have those issues with discomfort. But again, if you take things slow, you shouldn't have too many problems. In regards to width, it is a tighter fitting shoe. I mean, they're not really going to stretch much at all. The way they fit from right out of the box is the way they fit for their entire lifespan. So if you are looking to get a pair and you have excessively wide feet, probably not the best option for you, although they will fit most people. In regards to sizing, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Electro Flare Superfly 4 from Nike. Again, if you guys are interested in more information on these shoes, you can check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, not only will you find a detailed written review for the Superfly 4, you'll also find high quality images of this exact pair that I took myself. They give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, as well as buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick them up below their normal $275 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding the Superfly 4, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.